So I went to her birthday party and I had told her before, like, I found him cute, whatever. And then that night she ends up banging him. Okay?
Hold on.
Just throwing that out there, I guess.
Josh, I need your side of the story.
Chemical X.
Welcoming the two and worst men.
Two and worst.
Oh my god.
Welcoming
So
the best
rude.
and worst men in our lives.
So rude. What a rude intro.
Aww. Welcoming the best men in our lives.
There you go.
What's up, guys?
Not
Introduce
much.
yourselves.
I'm David.
I'm Josh.
Okay, now they're going, which is whose girlfriend and boyfriend?
Well, David's my girlfriend. So introduce yourselves. Aren't you excited to be here?
I'm very excited. I would have been more excited if we were the season finale. That's why we were trying to push the scheduling.
So you wanted to wait even longer.
Yeah, I wanted to be the season finale of season 2.
So essentially, David thinks that he was a good enough guest to make it to season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the two of us combined definitely were worth season 2.
Okay. Well, you're on episode
Transformer.
37, so I don't know
So
about
if
that.
you guys have learned one thing so far, is that they're very cocky. So you learned something.
Well, they've learned a lot in all the seasons so far.
You nervous? I need to know your feelings.
No,
Give me
this
all your
is this is my second podcast that I've ever been on. The first one didn't really have videos, so it's a little different feeling.
is
And it's
actually-
my girlfriend's podcast, so I'll have to be like.
I honestly, guys,
perfect.
have, like I always say, I have a
I
gun
am.
under the table.
Well, David was ready because I see he got his hair done. I see a little gel in there. He got ready.
Thanks.
Josh, you have some gel in your hair?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Are you excited, Josh?
Can't wait. Let's
Can't
get into
wait.
it. Let's get into it.
Okay, so tell us something about you guys. Something that nobody knows.
We're wearing makeup right now.
We'll see in the video if they know that already.
So guys, we were about to go on set and Veronica pulled out the bronzer brush and said, David, come here. And I don't know why. Well, I know why. Guys are fucking scared of makeup. But I think that you guys look good.
Yeah.
Thank
you
you.
get your little smoky
He
eye.
got the
a little
bronzer. I
eyeliner.
got the blush too, though.
You
That's
got the blush, yes.
Yeah.
How's
I
it
had
look?
to run up.
Those chubby cheeks needed some hydration.
Chubby, guys. Insult number 1.
Hey guys, what's
Debatable.
something about you?
I'm an actor and I'm completely in love with Veronica Rossi.
Did I play the stock market? And I'm completely in love with Alessia.
So you're a player, is what you're saying. So actually, my boyfriend plays too, because he acts. So he's acting like he's in love with me, and Josh is playing you. So what happens now?
We
Oh
kick
my
them off
God.
and we just do this podcast us two. It'd be better anyways.
Honestly, my biggest fear, guys, is that... So my boyfriend is the type of person where he really likes to master his craft and experience things so that he can act them accurately in the future. And I would not be surprised if 2 years from now he passes me a check and says, thank you for the training, and I'm off because I'm doing a romance movie. So I gotta say, I'm very scared that that's gonna happen. And every time I say, babe, I know this is just practice and I know you're acting, so... And you're laughing a little too hard because it's kind of seeming like it's true now.
Oh, because you're right, but you're wrong about you. You, it's totally
So
real.
wait, what
So
is
you
she right
acted.
about?
No, but I've always said that it's always been real with you.
But have you ever acted like you loved somebody in the past?
No.
Yeah,
I
there was
haven't
a
really-
hesitation there,
No, it's because I
guys.
haven't really loved much in my life.
So you acted like you liked.
Hold on. So Veronica is the first person you love.
Second.
You're in love with.
What'd you just say? Sex?
Second.
I mean, sex, but second.
Second? Second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Veronica doesn't like coming in second
First
place.
is the worst, second is the best. So if we're gonna go by that rule, babe, thank you.
I go by that rule. Yeah.
But do we agree that we need to fuck up a little bit before till, we learn our lesson?
Till
Like the
we-
first podcast.
Exactly. So I actually forgot to mention that, guys. We fucked up. We filmed this already, so this is take 2 on a whole different week because
Yes.
it was so bad that we had to refurbish ourselves.
It was, let's just say there was alcohol involved. There was a truth or drink. And then we said, listen, we can't have these two degenerates drinking.
Judging from our...
Yo, Alessia's fucking
I mean,
killing
judging-
us.
Here's a little recap of when we had our boyfriends on for the truth or drink.
What irritates me the most?
Don't communicate during a fight.
What, am I supposed to cry? What a boring answer.
Oh,
First meal I've ever cooked for you.
it was a beef stew with carrots, celery, and potatoes.
Beef stew. What do you think this is, the war?
We're not all chefs.
Schlup.
Go on.
The first thing
And the last thing
you've
he's
ever
ever
cooked
cooked.
for me? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Does cereal count?
No, I don't believe you.
What? I did you a nice I did
get
you
cheese board?
a nice breakfast once.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was in it?
It wasn't good because it wasn't
I made you
memorable.
an omelet.
You made me an omelet? If I got sentenced to 6 years in prison, would you stay with me?
How the fuck am I supposed to know?
I'm gonna go with no love is not strong.
You wouldn't wait 6 years?
I'll wait for you for 6 years.
Didn't even have to answer the question. You said no. She answered it with flying colors and said, "Yeah, anytime, babe. I'll
It
come
says-
visit you, conjugals."
6 years puts me at 31.
But it also puts you back at 0. You have to start a relationship back to 0.
Exactly, and I plan on having kids at 31. So
What I
babe,
would do is shoot inside before you go in.
What? So you're coming out to a 6-year-old?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for sure. At least you have to put money in your commissary every week.
Judging from the last episode where we announced that they both got DUIs, we know they don't make the soundest of decisions while under the influence. So that's why we're drinking water today. Actually, I canceled out the waters because I said, you don't even get water. No, we're strapping them down to the things, guys. I know you don't see, but there's actually chains at the bottom of the chairs holding their feet in place. So this is a little bit of a forced one, but don't worry.
Okay, let's get to the episode. You guys are awfully quiet, and you weren't quiet when the alcohol hit, so I don't know why you're being super quiet now.
We're under extreme pressure.
You're not.
We both made an agreement just not to speak this time.
Honestly, me and Alessia do a great job of speaking over everybody.
Yeah, so just let us know now, and we'll figure out our topics.
If you want, we'll schedule you in for a time to speak, but press the button first before.
Oh my god. Okay, so why don't you guys start? How did you guys meet?
Us?
Yeah.
You always have to switch the flip. Switch the flip!
She's like, let's
Flip the
start.
switch.
How did you guys do it?
She pulls out her fucking interviewer. I was trying to make it the Alessia show. Babe, how do we meet?
The club, I would say.
Well, that was a fucking not interesting story. You want to try that again? We already did the podcast twice. You could say our love story again a little bit spicier.
There's the club and then.
It
and
sounds
then
like
there's
the first time,
dates.
folks.
Nah,
What's
Veronica
the
worked
song?
at.
The club is it the best place?
Yeah. We did not take Ed Sheeran's fucking advice. That is for sure. My boyfriend said, club? That's where I like to pick him.
So you saw her and you said, that's the girl I want to date because she was holding the champagne and
She
the...
bailed you out of jail in the first one.
No, I mean, she was.
That was like third date.
Okay, wait, so you had no idea who Veronica was until you went to the club?
No, I've known who Veronica was.
He's
Just-
known of her. She didn't know who he was, but
Yeah,
he knew.
exactly. Exactly.
So
But I
you were
used to see-
stalking her.
No. Why am I getting thrown under the bus here?
Okay,
Truth is,
we knew each other.
we knew each other through you and your clique, and we
yes.
used to hang out. And but Veronica was always like in the background of the party, and I'm like, well, I was always like, who's that girl?
I totally know what you mean, though. Veronica was one of those chicks that she was in the scene, but she wasn't really. Like, I had my clique.
But I'm nowhere.
I had my clique, but Veronica kind of, like, came into it, but, like, she also had different friends.
Guys,
But
keep
then-
options and everything. Friends,
Yeah.
men,
I'll
jobs.
give you a perfect example of the first time that I ever laid eyes on Veronica.
Laid is a strong
I was
word.
at one of Miracle's parties.
Okay.
And you were surrounded by boys, and you. I
Because she was
imagine-
the hostess that night.
I don't know which party it was, but there was porn all over the
Okay.
TV.
It was actually 4 years ago last week. He sent me a picture of it. So
Okay, it was
4
that
years
part.
ago, you first laid eyes on
yeah,
me.
and
And that's when your obsession ignited.
I was with a buddy of mine, and he's like, well, "Let's go talk to her." I was like, "She's surrounded by dudes, but she's always surrounded by people because she has such great energy. And even at the club, like she's the lightest in the room, you know. And she hips and she hops and she loves hip hop.
Maybe just say my ass is fat.
And her
that's
ass
all
is
I gotta say. But basically, I'm gonna spice up this story the way it is. And my boyfriend knew of me. He was a regular at the club that I worked at as a waitress, and he would come.
We love a good regular that
He-
spends money.
And we love a regular that comes for you. So he would come Friday, Saturday, every single weekend, all summer long. Had to be like months. He would come, and he used to always say, "You know, I'm here for you." And I would be like,
I'm not sure if this is love anymore
kinda
or
cute,
stalker.
though.
And he used to be like, "You know, I only come for you." And I'd be like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up. Buy a table." I was in my prime getting money. he used to buy me like champagne, and he would always ask me to like go for breakfast, go for lunch. I'd be like, no, I don't like lunch. I don't eat breakfast, blah, blah, blah. And then one day I was like, hey, I got a film camera. Do you want to test it out? Do you want to be my test model? And he was like, yeah. And then after we went to do like a test shoot at a skate park. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm in love. Because it was the first time I met him without drinking, which is where he peaks as a human being in soberness. 'Cause he's a great person.
Thank you.
And then, and then I was taking pictures and I was like, can you like put my thumb in your mouth like for the picture? And let me tell you, he took that chance. He said, thumb in my mouth? Absolutely. And then I said, I have a crush. And then he ghosted me for 2 weeks. And then he invited me on another date, which wasn't a date because he didn't want to kiss me.
Wait,
but he was
why?
obsessed with
David,
me.
why didn't you want to kiss her? Were you nervous?
I don't kiss on the first date.
Bitch, you didn't
What does
kiss
that
for the
mean?
first 4
What
days.
does that mean?
I kissed him first.
What do you mean you don't kiss on the first date?
I don't know. I like to be different. I don't like to just show that this is what's going on right now. I like to make it look like it's a mystery.
Okay.
Dramatic. I'm an
Nothing wrong with
actor.
that.
I'm an actor.
Normally, like, the
The
girl
movie
acts that way,
ends
but
at
we like it. We like
He
it.
flipped the switch on me for
Yeah.
real.
Veronica was the man in this scenario.
As usual, I always, going for what I want. So I said, bitch, it's 4 times. You didn't kiss me. Come here.
No, but I wanted like a cooler moment with her because I started growing a lot of feelings very quickly, and I just wanted it to have like a cool story behind it. I'm an actor, so I wanted everything
Life
to be
is
just
always a
cinematically,
movie.
and I wanted to be cool. And when we did kiss, it was fucking sick. It was not like any other kiss.
It was like fireworks.
And then I found out that for the entire months that I used to come to somewhere, everybody knew that he was obsessed with me. And I said, you know what? I love you. I love when people are obsessed with me. I'm one of those.
Yeah.
Narcissist. So how'd you guys meet? You're like,
Wow.
well, she was in the club and I saw them titties.
You can start. Go ahead.
Josh is like Veronica said, I saw them titties. So take the mic, Alessia.
I met Josh at a restaurant. It was like a happening spot in Montreal at the time. This is like over 2 years ago. I met you a second time. First of all, when I met him, I thought he was super rude. Nothing's changed. And I thought he was a bit of like an asshole. But we
so
always
nice,
like the
wasn't
assholes, right?
I was so nice.
You were not nice.
I even asked
Okay,
my
guys,
best friend. I said she has the cutest smile.
You
What's-
see, men, they're not good at showing
What's
very
her
They're
name
not.
again?
Before he acts all cute, I'm gonna tell you what really happened, okay?
He said, bitch.
Okay, so
He said, who's that fucking bitch that just walked by me? Babe, I said, who's that cutie? Is what
No, I
said.
did. I even showed you the text
Hold
messages.
on,
I said,
hold on
"Who was
a
that?
second.
You had the cutest smile last night."
Okay.
And
Of
you know I love that
everything,
about you. That
come on.
smile.
I was at the restaurant with my girlfriends. We were eating dinner, and because I had met your best friend through a photo shoot through work, I had hired her to be the makeup artist, whatever. So when I had went to the restaurant, I bumped into her. Small city, you bump into everybody, you end up seeing everywhere. So she sees me as she's going to the bathroom, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm here with one of my good friends. He's gonna love you. Like, you have to meet him." And I was like, oh my God. This is 2 weeks after getting a nose job. I went to the restaurant, wasn't gonna go out that night. My friends begged me to go out. I had a zucchini nose,
I love the zucchini nose.
and I don't have a zucchini nose anymore.
I said I loved the zucchini nose.
That's what first caught his eye, was that he's a chef.
Okay, so I
love
tried
He
to
said zucchini grilled.
I tried to balance out my face by doing 2 things I never do, which is, because my nose was a zucchini, I said, let me put on red lipstick. I never in my life put on red lipstick.
What?
I can't stand it.
Oh yeah.
But I said, maybe if I put on red lipstick, it'll take the focus off my nose and onto my lips.
Onto those juicy.
Exactly. So I get to the table and he's like, do you want a shot? Like, let's order some hot shots. Nothing's changed with you. And Lauren's kind of like the mediator at this point. She's going, oh, so your name's Alessia. This is Josh. You're wearing your cap backwards. You weren't super sweet with me. You were very like, he's holding back.
They have to play the game.
We
boys.
agree you weren't your nicest. And then
I was not nice. By
And then I
any
went
means.
back to see my friends, and I see him, and he's like hitting on 3 girls at the bar. I said,
Okay,
exactly
now
like-
now you're making up.
Babe,
This is a
you were at
fantasy.
the bar with another girl, And I came back and you're like, where are you
left.
going after?
What do you want me to do?
We were dating at that point. It's fine.
I think
It's
our,
a part of
like
the
how we
charm.
started dating is way cuter than what you're making this out to be.
It
Anyway.
always gets a girl's eye when she sees your eyes on somebody else.
Yeah, I was
You
going,
say-
what the fuck? I
Yeah.
know I'm not the hottest one in the room.
I know I'm
especially-
wearing red lipstick, but fuck,
Yeah.
I'm wearing it so you can look at me.
But you were the hottest in
Also-
the room. I messaged Lauren the next day
also-
saying, who was that
also-
girl?
Also, side note, as soon as I met Josh after, I went to the bathroom and I removed that red lipstick and I put on my nude lipstick. I said, I don't
That's
care
love.
I don't care about my zucchini nose. I can't be looking like this.
That's
Well, you
love.
came in there like Jessica Rabbit, like the cartoon.
You love Jessica Rabbit. Oh my god, I'm the fucking the couple's therapist right
Anyways, that was that. And then after I left that night, I was like, I found him hot, but I was like, okay, like I found he was a bit like assholey, but I love the assholes.
I
so
was not mean or rude to you.
you
What do
weren't
mean?
rude. You weren't rude, but you were just very like. It looked like you were like recently single.
now. Okay, interesting.
You know what I mean? Like you were very like options open, which is
Uninterested.
fine. One of
So
my
you weren't options open that night. It was just me.
And
okay.
you're very picky.
Yes.
So
See,
like
so-
Very
she
picky.
would go in and just see you and then be like, I'm gonna pretend I don't see you for the rest of my life, but I'm only thinking about you.
Well, she kind of nailed me, but at this point, I didn't like him.
Bounce.
Anyways, but I found him hot.
Mhm.
So
Bounce
we
up.
love the hot ones. And then after that, what had happened is I told one of my like not close friends, but I was like, oh, like I met this guy. This is his name. He's super cute. And it just so happened that like all the groups were kind of colliding at this point. I had like, you know when you never see somebody ever and then all of a sudden you start to see them everywhere? So I went to her birthday party and I had told her before, like I found him cute, whatever. And then that night she ends up banging him. Okay?
Hold on.
Just
Yes.
throwing that out there, I guess.
I
Yes.
did not know this part.
Yes.
She
so-
said, babe, I know exactly who you're talking about, actually.
I was like, no, like, whatever, she's going for him, like, whatever, like,
Yeah.
anyways, hat's out of the bag, like, it's done. Fast forward to after that night, he was, like, all flirty with her, so then I leave, and then I'm getting calls from Lauren, the one who introduced us. Where are you? Josh keeps saying, where are you? Where did you go? And I'm like, I left. What do you mean? She's like, but he finds you so cute, like, where are you? Then he bangs her that night.
Hold on, something's not adding up here. Josh, I need your side of the story.
Okay.
Well, that's what happened.
Okay. I would like skip a lot of that in terms of like how
Why?
we
Like all
met.
the times I slept with other women except you.
All that's nonsense in between though, no?
So you were only thinking of Alessia at the minute you
No,
met her?
yeah. Every time I was with that girl and she would call you or you would call her, I would make sure she hung up right away because I didn't want you to see me with her.
So why are you with her?
I wasn't with her.
'Cause
I happened to
you
be
at the
with her.
time. He was working
But
on
don't you find you were making it harder for you to ever be with me if you were chilling with her?
I'll tell you who made it hard to be together. Then that was you.
Ooh.
Because no,
I'm not
because
gonna
she
make
found
it
me
easy
cute.
for
She
you.
loved no, but you found me good looking. You wanted to get to know me, but you added me on Instagram, and you refused to take my number.
Sounds like Alessia.
Guys have to work for it. I'm sorry. That's how I see
Okay,
it.
but 3 months we'd be making out. We'd be every time we saw each other downtown at a club or at a restaurant. But you refused to give me your number. It was just Instagram until that one after party where I said either you give me your number or that's
Well,
it.
I think a
Delete
bit
me
of
off
it
Instagram.
was like I didn't want to trespass a bit because I was like, it's a bit weird, you know?
Mm.
I get it that you were saying you wanted me all along, but it
What
was
do you mean
also like,
trespass? Like, oh, she's Italian too, like Laval to St. Leonard.
I didn't want to trespass essentially.
So basically, at the end of the story, Josh threatened you.
But
with a
you always knew
relationship.
there was something.
Yeah, I always knew there was something, but I just figured if you liked me enough, you would end whatever was going on and you would pursue me, and that's kind of what happened.
Speaking of first dates, I like that you asked her to go for brunch a lot because our first meal was brunch.
Yeah.
I said no.
The first night we spent together was after Il Sonic or Oshiaga,
Yes.
and we talked under the stars and spoke about bars till like 3 a.m.
That was a poem.
He just spit a rhyme.
That was a poem.
And then we
My
went
boyfriend
for
is into
the
poetry. If you haven't.
The
known.
reason why I respect the brunch move is because if you can watch a girl scoop egg yolks and be attracted, there's something there.
Okay, so I have a question. Now that we
Yes.
all know how our love story started, what do you guys think about us having a podcast?
I
Josh,
supported
you seem like you have a
Yeah.
lot to say.
I love it. I love it. I love that it makes you
Talk
guys
about
happy.
the beginning.
Okay, so you want to know from the beginning, my whole thing was just like, and I hope they don't watch this one, but my whole thing was like, if she's going to be talking about sex toys and this and that, I have to go there on Sunday afternoon and smoke a cigar with her father and pray that he hasn't watched it. That was my thing. And I love that it makes you happy, and I love what you girls are doing, but that was my only thing. I couldn't imagine going over for a ricotta with the grandmother who's listening to her talking about, you know.
My nonna is gonna say, "Wow, questa bella donna, due bella donna."
But now I guess I sort of learned to accept it. But I love that it makes you girls happy.
I think at the beginning it was really tough for me because your boyfriend was super understanding, and mine was like, I'm a very like low key person. I don't like people knowing anything about me, so it was really hard for me to like, I guess, fully be myself and like.
Because you're thinking about what you're gonna say.
Exactly.
Is it gonna be like, yeah.
And then I got to a point where I said, "Fuck this," and I think
we came to an agreement on it.
I think it helps that like one, my parents don't actually take the time to watch the podcast, and even if they do listen, they raised me.
Yeah,
Like,
and also your mom says, "Beautiful, beautiful girls."
My mom has a little more comments than that. Yeah, I think there's certain things Josh tells me that he's like, I want to be private, and I think sometimes I cross that line, which if you guys have watched when I said his ex-girlfriend and the tattoo, like that was like pushing it. That was like pushing it too far for him because he's like, which I kind of get looking back, like, and I've apologized for it. He's like, no, you haven't. I'll take an apology now. Things like that.
I also think it's difficult to say stories because a lot of people are involved in them. Like, and you don't necessarily want to say a story for somebody else. And I spend 99% of my days with him, so a lot of times my stories have to do with him, and he doesn't really get to consent on if I'm saying these stories or not. And then later I say, babe, it's okay that I say everything. And he's like, well, it aired.
Go ahead.
So what do you think about me having a podcast or us having a podcast?
I've always supported you from the beginning.
Are you ever worried that I'm going to say something?
No.
Well, there's been times in the past you asked me not to say things.
Come on, guys. Let's not play the...
My boyfriend's only thing is he likes to be painted in a really positive light, and he doesn't like when I...
Josh, too.
...insult him and say that he calls me fat and all the negative things that he does. So, but the people laugh at that. The people laugh at that.
For the record, I have never called you fat.
For the record... We were in the shower the other day.
That's preposterous.
We were in the shower the other day, and I grabbed his ass, and I said, such a cute little ass. And then he grabbed mine, and he said, my big girl. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to get out of the shower now, so. And don't forget the time you said your pants wouldn't fit me because they'd be too small. And I didn't forget that either, so.
Girls, we do not forget. We forgive, but we don't forget.
I don't know about forgive either.
I don't know.
It's a strong one.
We bring it back when times are like, when it's time to bring it back, don't worry, we shoot it back.
When you're losing the argument, you start saying, hey,
remember that time?
April 1st, 2020.
Don't forget. Time you pinched me in the shower and said, you hungry?
I know. Okay, well, I can't find a quick and fun one, but what do you think would be the reason if we broke up?
Really
I went from
quick and fun,
to
yeah, babe. What do you think would be the reason?
I went straight to break up.
I think you guys started since we've already broken up before.
What was the reason? What would be the reason if we broke up? Don't act like you don't know. Oh my god. The reason if we would break up is because my boyfriend's really bad at fighting, and my boyfriend would do something wrong and then be like, "It was all your fault," and then he would break up. I would break up with him, and he wouldn't apologize. And then 2 weeks later,
so it would be
like,
pride.
So
his communication problems is our reason.
Yeah, I would agree. Communication problems.
Very bad communication problems we have.
I think.
Oh my god.
I think.
Who?
I honestly
during
think,
fights.
Yeah,
not in general.
But that's when it counts. No.
Yeah, that's true.
So it still counts as a problem.
I don't know. It irritates me fighting. It's just I don't want to be a part of it.
So it's very.
So
very
he
bad.
excludes himself. So you're fighting alone, which makes you go crazier.
I fight. I have to beg him to fight with me so that I can feel better. I say, babe, just let's talk about it. He's like,
I don't want to talk about it. I think we have the same problem in a lot of ways. Communication's really, really one of them.
I think it's almost reversed.
Yeah.
Like I think you would just storm out, too proud.
Yeah.
Too cool.
well, thank God you and my boyfriend aren't dating, because you guys would have.
No, but you know what?
You would have never even got the number in the first place. You would have both said, peace.
We would get stuck in between the door trying to get out first.
Yeah.
One would leave from the front door, one would leave from the back door.
I think our biggest
front.
issue is that, especially me, when I'm like angry about something, I close off and I'm like, it's one way, and I refuse to hear somebody else's point of view because I've already made up my mind of what it is. So that when it comes to fighting and he's trying to explain himself or whatever, I've painted this picture that's already done, so there's no
Explain
room.
himself is always.
There's no room for his.
I'm completely with Josh here.
I think it's like a
The
water.
only thing I'll
Josh.
say is,
Josh.
and I think it's a good segue into the next question, is that like, what have you learned or what have you changed being in this relationship? And I think for me, I used to be so like closed off. I've never said the word sorry, but I think with you, I learned to like.
Let it go.
No, I've learned to like take accountability, to apologize, to talk about my feelings, like things I never would have done before. And I think, yeah, for sure, if we broke up, it would probably be because the inability to come to like some sort of consensus or communication, or at least speak about it.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
100%. I think also.
But I also think when we fight, like, I'm mostly right and you have to apologize.
Oh, but that's women. We're always right, and we're women with a podcast, which
Every
even
time,
more means
but
we're
the
right.
thing is, every time I'm like fighting with my boyfriend, I always like,
he's right here.
yeah, I always speak to Veronica about it, and she 95% of the time takes Josh's side.
Absolutely, Josh.
So I don't know why you guys
why
are
didn't you
dating.
tell me this till now?
She doesn't want you to know. She rarely calls me now and tells me you guys fight because I just listen and then I say, well, and then I just start asking questions and then she starts saying, anyways, I gotta go.
You just tell the other time, like at the beginning, you were the first person I ever learned to say I'm sorry to.
Yeah.
And I think that that's important to be able to like swallow your pride, or at least have a conversation about who's right or who's wrong.
Yeah.
I respect you and I love you enough to hear it out.
That's nice.
Yes, but I think that there's
But you can't just end it on a cute
certain
note,
ways there's certain ways of dealing with
She's
certain
proving.
there's certain ways of dealing with you, and I feel like a lot of the times I need to make you feel like you're somewhat right for you in order for you to feel like you made the decision.
Manipulation, you could just say.
I don't know where.
I'll give you the definition. Manipulating. So if anybody's wondering, guys, Webster Dictionary, manipulation, there's probably some steps of how to perform what Alessia's talking about. It's just, I guide you into seeing my way.
It's, I'm trying to be so like.
What have I learned from my relationship? I've learned a lot. I've learned that like patience. I don't have a lot of patience, so I think you're a lot more calm than I am. So I think I'm like definitely getting better at that. I think my vocabulary is getting better because of you.
Interesting.
Love it.
Yeah.
Sometimes in this podcast.
But then when I get reunited with Veronica, it's like my Italian comes right back out, and everything I learned goes straight out of the fucking window, and I sound like a wop right again.
Me, I just got it from Josh's.
She tries to come at me with this you and I, and I say, no, me and you. Don't
No,
come
when
in
she
here
started
with
to do
those
it to her
grammar.
mother was ready to get rid of me herself.
When you start saying you and I. At the right moment.
So my grandmother was an English school principal, so there's always a professor in the room in my family.
So you can understand why,
I don't want
like,
to be at those family debates.
I don't want to be there either.
It's very, then grammar starts coming into it, like the Facebook chats. When somebody's losing, well, you didn't spell your with R-E, so.
But he's annoying like that. If I say something wrong, he doesn't do it in a way where he makes me finish and then makes me not sound stupid. No.
Lets me finish.
He exactly what I'm talking about. He doesn't make me finish, and then I get
Let
pissed,
me
and then I
finish.
don't want to.
He makes you finish, let's be real. So would you say that's his most annoying quality?
There's many, honestly.
Pick one.
His most annoying quality would be that he uses his saliva between his teeth. He kind of like flosses, like he's doing right now. Do it. It's very annoying, and he says it's a family trait.
I get it from my grandmother, the principal.
Well,
She teaches
listen,
them all at birth.
grammar might be going well, but that saliva.
On the list of top 10 most annoying people in this world, I'm at least top 3. So you have to find something that's annoying about me.
Yeah, I don't really like the tornado of getting ready that happens in the room. I mean, it's
That's
like,
a girl, David. That's yeah. I promise you, if you go date somebody else, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah, don't, yeah, we're good on that annoyance.
But
Trust me,
is
say
she
my word.
organized with her tornado?
I'm the clean freak.
I'm an organized chaos.
Okay.
Very organized
It's
chaos.
But I'm
not
organized in my messy
not.
way.
You're
In
not.
my
No, there's
messy
no
way, I'm
organization there.
like
I use the
I
O word in your sentence.
find things way easier when it's like in my kind of mess.
So I say to Alessia,
You're both very messy.
my ex-girlfriend used to take forever to get ready. What I liked about it was that at least with her, it was predictable. I knew it was 2 hours, and I knew when to get ready. With you, sometimes it's 10 minutes. Sometimes the lashes are going like left, right, and the organization is nice.
But I'm like, babe, like, I come out on top. If I take 15 minutes to get ready, like, shouldn't you be happy? But it's because he normally is used to timing himself based on when his girlfriends are ready. I'm going to pluralize that, I guess. It's because sometimes I look good after 10 minutes, and sometimes I spend 3 hours and I still look bad. So that's why I can never give you a solid time, because it's estimation.
It varies.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Is the nose zucchini or not?
Exactly.
Don't know. Am I throwing on the red lip?
Exactly.
Or are we doing a nude? You know,
am I throwing on the red, then I gotta change, and then my lipstick are still red? And then my lips are still red, and it takes 30 minutes to remove the paint?
The paint?
Because
That sounds like the issue there. That sounds like why it's taking 30 minutes to remove it. The paint. What's up? You look a little sad.
No, I thought I'd have something more interesting to say before.
I'm so... honestly, I'm very annoying.
I mean,
Okay, so
maybe
what's
I don't.
yours?
Maybe I don't like that you live too much in the future. That would be a bad trait that I would say. You're too much in the future.
Bad
Okay.
trait or good or bad? Imagine if, like... You know when you have, like, a sign, like, something in your house that constantly makes, like, a buzzing noise? And, like, eventually you tune it out because you're just like, whatever. My boyfriend is that sound because he's just constantly making noises and reciting movie lines. So at a point of hearing the same Great Gatsby line 64 times, you just kind of tune it out. But it's always in the background. It's always in the background.
I'm practicing my.
Okay,
trade.
we're talking real life shit, though. Like, what's something that, like, bothers you?
You said fucking saliva. I'm not allowed to say that my boyfriend screams lines all day long.
I think what you don't like is that when I do try to engage in the communication of fighting, I sometimes slip and turn a character on
Oh.
to help with my communication skills. Because
Why
I'm
so
just-
serious?
Yeah, no, I
not
we get
to that
into a fight
extent,
and he
or-
starts implementing a fucking New York accent, and I'm like, I don't know, are we in fucking? I didn't know when we landed in Manhattan, but the problem's still here. Why'd you answer the message?
So, moving on, we'll talk a little
Maybe
bit about
we
our
could
breakup,
dish it.
because I feel like a lot of people have been there or broken up during COVID. Josh is like, I do not want to talk about this.
I feel like this podcast is that
Well,
Italian
with
show
curfews.
with the envelope.
What?
Apra la busta, centro vetrina or c'è posto per te.
What?
Apra la busta. It's like when two people haven't talked in a while, or they want to settle something. The person has no idea what's going on, why they're here, but then they're gonna say, "This is why we brought you here." Apra la busta, and they open this giant envelope, and it's a TV screen, and it's like someone they haven't seen in 10 years that they fought with, and it's like.
Except we couldn't afford the TV screen, so we just brought him in.
And the lady starts saying, "Today we brought you here to settle this."
Okay, so babe, why did we break up during COVID?
Can I reenact the breakup? I'm chilling with my boyfriend, and I answered Alessia's FaceTime call. Very bad idea. And she said, Veronica, 3.5 hours away, but I need you to pick me up. And I said, I literally don't like you, and we're breaking up. And that's when me and Alessia broke up. But it was also after the time that I actually did drive the 3.5 hours, picked her up, drove back, got a ticket, and then she got back with her
When
boyfriend.
I got back, though, Veronica said, I'm going to make something very clear. If you decide to get back with this man, just know I am not picking you up.
No.
And I said, honestly, I agree.
I said, I'm getting in my car and I'm driving you back to Quebec City and I'm leaving you there. Because I did the effort for the breakup, but you
Yeah.
guys
That
are
would have been a
extra.
good
I'll leave you
punishment,
there.
and she would have deserved it.
I'll definitely admit that I'm very dramatic, but I also feel like when something happens, like I was saying before, like there's no convincing me otherwise. Like I'd rather be stuck in Quebec City for 2 months than literally have to get in a car and shut my mouth when I believe I'm right. Do you know what I
No
mean?
one's asking
I'd
you to
rather
move
take
the
a
shoulders
5-hour
like that.
bus
Just get in the
back.
car and
You
come
didn't
home.
take a bus, you called me.
But if I got in the car with if I got in the car when I'm pissed at him and we were with 2 other friends, so basically another couple, I would just be like lying about my feelings. So I said I'd rather just not.
Because you're not a liar,
Exactly.
you're just a manipulator.
Exactly.
So, it's alright.
Exactly. So I made him really think in his thoughts those 3 hours he was driving back.
But you know what? I have to say, there's something about saying, yeah, well, I don't need you. I'm going to find my own ride. That says,
Exactly.
I'm
I
right.
think-
And at your
exactly.
expense, though.
It was absolutely at my expense. I am the only one that came down on the bottom of this one.
And at least you got tacos, no?
Happy. I got a vibrator, and then I also got a ticket that I didn't pay, so then it tripled. So I came rock bottom on this one. And they're, guys, happy couple, so.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, a lot of relationships in COVID are like, you're stuck with somebody, you know? So, like, all their bad qualities, all your bad traits, like, they come out.
I also think that, like, in like, during this pandemic, we don't, like, even if you're always with somebody, there's a difference from always doing nothing with somebody to spending time with somebody but doing things. Like, we're all 24/7 together, we wake up together, we go to bed together at 8 p.m., we're locked in, it's together, like, and there's nothing wrong with it, obviously. It's just, like, we're never doing anything together, you know? It's like, I go to work, he goes to work, we come home, and then it's like, he watches a movie, I'm on my phone, like, we don't have that time to say, okay, let's go, like, to the movies, let's go clubbing, let's go to dinner, like, it's really important to spend time with people doing an activity, so that's why, like, we tried to go to skating, fucked it up, went too late, but still just the idea of going somewhere outside or trying to do an activity that's not just focused on let's sit and be together.
I think that's why this podcast in some way has kept me really sane, because it was like a reason to get dressed, a reason to take a shower, a reason to like put makeup on her, like at least I'm seeing my closest friend, you know? It's like some kind of interaction. It was like an escape from reality a little bit. And
it's also like an excuse to do something.
Yeah, we're very outdoor, adventurous, social people. And we like to explore ourselves outside of our house, and to keep me locked in here with you, it's not bad. It's just like we're both locked in here.
We became official January of 2020, which 1.5 months later we were in lockdown. So it's like basically, but we were seeing each other before that, but like the bulk of our relationship has been doing this. You know what I mean? Like it sped up the time of our relationship by 10
that must be
million.
real weird, eh?
Yeah, because he moved in with me, like, unofficially, but when we went into lockdown, it was March break, so he works at a school, he was off to school, lived at my place, and then after we went straight into lockdown, he just stayed because we were quarantining together at that point. Remember, way back when, nobody could leave their house, so he just stayed with me. We never came out of quarantine, and then he officially moved in with me when I moved to my new place, and it's just kind of been like...
Yeah.
You know, everything's sped up.
It doesn't seem to be out of like convenience anymore. It seems like, you know, it's really...
Yeah, I mean, now it's not out of convenience, but we're both people who don't like being around each other 24/7, but like we're kind of forced to. Like I'm very like, I might just drive to New York and then you wake up and I'm in a different city, but I can't do that. So, and he's also very like, he just wants to go and, you know.
We fucking went to New York when it was prime COVID, right before shutdown, and we said, let's do it, you know? Like, we don't think too much, and I think that's what I like. I don't like a relationship that's very, like, thought out and planned out. I like that spontaneous part of us.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
you also like that he cooks.
Guys, having a boyfriend who cooks, I must say, like, I feel bad for Veronica who's getting served cereals from her boyfriend, but...
Let's all take a moment to shout out Josh's 10 out of 10 cooking skills, or 11 out of 10 if I say so myself.
So he has like OCD, and he doesn't like me in the kitchen when he cooks, but also doesn't trust me enough to clean the kitchen. So you know what, guys? I'm coming up on top. Tip of advice, you start this from the beginning. You say, I don't know, and they go, you know what, it's okay. If you start your relationship starting to do everything, let me tell you.
I'll promise you one
you
thing.
are fucked.
If I would have started the relationship saying, babe, I don't know, he would have said, babe, I don't know, and then we would have been fucking starving. So, one of us had to know.
But you'll figure it out eventually. I mean, her mother's a great cook. I'm sure you've had her mother's food.
Yeah. But is that hereditary?
Please tell this story.
You brought a vibrator on your first date?
None of my first...
What purse did you have? That's what I want to know. And when you put it on the table, it accidentally started going.
It was cute. It was like the size of like a little roach.
What are you
Third
talking
date,
about?
she brought the big guns out, though. Third date, she said,
You're talking about...
What'd you bring a vibrator for?
No,
On a second date?
first time we had sex, it was very, like, not how I expected it to be.
Well, yeah, you're throwing a vibrator.
banging, and she's going,
Wait, he's like, her vagina vibrates. Guys, her vagina vibrates. This is amazing.
Before we finally had sex, we would see each other like at clubs and restaurants and this, and we would literally like just be like spitting on each other's faces. Like one time, I remember we were at
We were
at the
pretty
party, and then
aggressive.
someone came out of the room like, "Yo, chill. Like, are you guys okay?" And she's like soaked in saliva.
so you guys were those people in the club.
And then the first night, it was like we made
was
love. And I
very
think that's why I woke up the next
aggressive.
morning. You said on my Snapchat like, "Hi, BF."
I hate when he says that's how the story went down, because it's... I would have never just wake up and send somebody a message saying, hey, BF,
Well, she's
unless
right,
you
she's right.
asked me.
You sent the Snapchat, hi BF.
That's because you had called me your girlfriend the night before. I love how he switches that part, you know?
I
He
just
wrote
gave
in.
it straight, and I said
You-
it was
you
very cute.
Did the first writing though, so technically you said it first.
He said it out loud.
It doesn't matter. If a tree falls,
Anyways,
nobody
I
cares,
think-
did it really fall?
We were super aggressive and very like, we were gonna fuck, not like make love. So when we made love, it was very like, wait, what went wrong here?
Yeah.
What happened? And I had to explain this to my friends. They're like, wait, what? You guys were spitting at each other's faces in clubs, and all of a sudden you guys made love, and I was
Now
like,
you're spinning and going.
The first time me and my the first time me and my boyfriend banged was on his lunch break.
That's romantic.
And I just want to let everybody know that Veronica was telling me David was coming over, and in my head there was 3 Davids in the picture at the time. 3, 2, whatever. I knew of 3 Davids in Veronica's life ish. And when she told me she banged David, as much as you guys say you don't reenact the scene of what happened, in my head I was like trying to picture Veronica fucking David, and it was the wrong David I was thinking about. So
Took 2 weeks for her to realize it's
took
the
2
right one.
weeks, and she's talking about this David, and I have this image in my head, and then I had to be like, wait.
No, I completely changed my opinion.
I'm
on the
like, oh,
situation.
it wasn't that David? What? How do you have good sex when you're banging on a lunch break?
Listen,
Weren't
this
you like on a
no,
time frame?
Yes,
No,
that's the point.
it's
Because
fun.
think about
In and out.
I have a lot of anxiety when I'm like forced into like a chilling or a date or like a long-term thing. I like when things are like forced to be like, I can't explain it.
Especially
Like,
for the
there's
first
no
time.
time to think. I like that. So he worked really close to my house and he came to my house on my lunch break. I said, what's
This
up?
is when your parents weren't home. When you were living at home.
My stepbrother was home.
Yeah, but he
My
also
stepbrother
didn't
was
care
home.
when you were choking on that.
Yeah, so he didn't
He's still
care
alive.
about anything. And then he came over, we did a little quick, and then I said, see ya, and then I said, I'm in love. Because I need to be left wanting more. I don't want to I don't want to be annoyed of you, because I get annoyed real quick. So you need to be out of my sight, so that I go, oh my God.
So that you miss him.
Yeah, so guys, fuck on a lunch break.
But I don't
Kind of your only
I just
option
want to
now
make
with
something
curfew.
very clear.
Lunchbox.
When I was getting together, it was like our first date. I thought he would take me to a restaurant or something, but he was very like, I have my cousin's party and I want you to come. And I was like, I was on the phone with my friends. I'm like, what does this mean? Like, this is so serious. This is like, we're dating then on our first date. Like, what the fuck? I'm meeting his whole family, like all his cousins.
That's like, hi, I'm the girl.
I was so
he's
nervous.
fucking.
Do you want to
Yeah,
explain
but you know,
Do you
okay.
wanna
So
say-
my
wanna
whole
explain
thing is,
something?
I find when you make it a thing of like, I'm gonna wait to introduce her to the family. I'm gonna wait to do this. I'm gonna wait to. That's when it becomes a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like come to after
what you're
10 to
saying
my
is that I'm
cousin's
not
wedding,
special.
and if it doesn't work, then whatever. Then they'll remember you as the girl that was at the wedding after 10.
You know, like that hasn't happened before with you, Josh.
Well,
Remember
it was
that
the
one
first
girl?
family wedding, so it was a pretty big deal.
Oh my God! So don't make it shy. We'll just throw you in there.
Yeah, I just.
No, but I'm not. I'm just
I
not
get
that
that.
way. I mean, like in terms of like having dinner with my mother, or having dinner with my father. Like if
It's-
you wait like 6 months, then like once they do, it's like, you know, here's
So
the big
this is
big
the
reveal.
girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So
A party is also fun because it's like, it's not that awkward pressure where you have to sit and it's all quiet.
Yeah,
and they
but then
say,
I'm also
"So,
meeting
what
his
did you
whole entire family on our first date.
yeah, but they're all
Yeah,
like
the-
hammered after 10 o'clock at a
Yeah.
wedding.
So
It's
just to
not
wrap
long.
this up, what's something you love about us? They can't think.
do?" This is the longest they've thought
Yeah,
about
I don't know what's going on here.
I love the way your mind works. I love how like optimistic and how you look at the world like it's just your little playground. I find that the cutest thing in the world.
this one.
Oh, thanks.
Go. Say something better. We say
No, I could go on about how nice and her family and this and all that and how she's family, but I think like the
Her family
one
plays in this.
differentiating quality that's really cute and sweet about her is that she looks at everything and says, "Fun."
Absolutely.
Wow, that was really accurate.
That was fun.
Fun.
True.
True.
Babe, you too. Now you gotta compete here.
I
And you
love
can't steal his answer.
Veronica's energy. Is something very meaningful to me.
Meaningful. Interesting word.
Uh,
Interesting choice of
Why not?
vocabulary.
It means a lot to me how that you have a lot of energy. I need that in my life. I thrive off the drive that you have and the energy
David
that
just
you
say it,
bring.
it's her ass.
Your ass. Sick.
I always people try to compliment me and I just say
I think that we're a lot alike, and I'm very narcissistic and full of myself, and I could only date someone that's myself. So Veronica is the female me, and I'm so happy that the female me looks and acts the way she does.
What would you do if I didn't look like this, but I was the female you?
I'm sure the female me would, like, I'm sure you'd look. That doesn't even make sense.
I'm
That's
saying,
just
what
putting
if the
me on the
female you
spot.
wasn't hot?
That's just putting. I'm hot, so it's impossible that the
Character.
female.
No, he was going in the right
cannot
direction.
be
Let's
hot.
send this on a good note.
You just, why do you want to just say something to like curveball me for no reason?
curveball
I'm
me.
saying what I love about Veronica. Curveball. For
That we love to do that.
Baby, come on,
What?
you know the ropes. You know the ropes. You know the
I'm
curveballs,
trying to
baby.
say something like meaningful. I can just say she's a nice ass.
No, say something
And
meaningful. You were gone.
I was.
He
Now
was,
I
he
lost.
was,
he
Now I
was.
lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I'm energy counts you.
She has qualities that I searched for in myself and couldn't find, but I'm starting to find as the relationship goes on. I'm starting to find them and get better at them, and
But we balance each other out.
immense balance.
I think that I can say the same for you. I don't think that I provide everything to them. I think that you give me what I lack, and you know, even though I don't lack that much, but you still.
That's
give
what I
me
was trying to say,
what I want.
and we're both someone who are big on following our dreams. So, I'm so in love with my dream, and I'm so in love with you, and that you're so in love with following dreams. So it just works out for me, and it's perfect for me.
Aww.
So is this a bad time to say?
Another
Breaking up.
curveball, breaking up.
I'm kidding. Love you.
Love you.
Well, I don't know what to say after this.
Should I cry? Should
I don't know.
I can't believe you said that a female me could possibly
Okay,
be ugly.
guys. Okay.
I meant character.
This is what we meant
No,
by
he didn't.
somebody
He said
might end the
didn't
podcast
look like
broken
me.
up.
I'm saying because you said
You said it. You.